Don't allow politicians stain your reputation for short-term gain. Article tells Judiciary. Well, they actually need that advice because those judiciary, they are the number one problems that we have. Problems, I say problems, yes, there are more than one. Problems that we have in this country. The presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Atiku Abubakar, has charged the judiciary against damaging their reputation by being used by politicians for short-term gain. Atiku gave the charge as they accused President Bola Tinubu of orchestrating the deregistration plot against the Nigeria Democratic Congress (NDC) by using the court. Yes, everything possible just to make sure that Peter Obi does not contest with him, he will do it. Anything just to make sure that Obi is not there. Meanwhile, you are claiming that you are doing something, you are the best president. You are not doing anything. Why are you pursuing somebody up and down? Every party he goes to, problem. You are following him back to back to back to back to back. Meanwhile, he doesn't have structure. Meanwhile, he doesn't have supporters. So what is your problem? Why are you worried? Why are you worried? The former vice president made the allegation in reaction to the Kogi Federal High Court's nullification of its initial order on the registration of the NDC. Atiku, in a statement issued on Friday by spokesperson Polibe, described the development as evidence of the desperate determination of Tinubu to impose a de facto one-party state in Nigeria against the democratic wishes and aspirations of Nigerians. The ex-vice president said that he is not surprised by the distribution situation. He warned that this may have grave consequences if the sinister plot to weaken opposition parties in order to help Tinubu have his way in the 2027 election comes to fruition. Atiku advised judges to resist being used by dishonorable politicians who are bent on destroying the hard-earned democracy in the country. I think it's too late for that because these ones, they have built houses for them. So are they really going to be honorable people? I doubt it. It is well. As the government will come and go, hence the judiciary must guard our integrity as the last hope of the masses. They are no longer our last hope. Don't allow unscrupulous politicians to stain your reputation for their own short-term gain at the expense of justice. The judiciary is the last hope of the people. Let's avoid anything that is capable of ruining the credibility and reputation of our courts, not for a messy pot of pottage or love of lucre. There are great judges in Nigeria, but the unchecked excesses of some who allow themselves to become judicial swords on the hands of politicians are capable of damaging the larger image of the judiciary, Atiku said. The ADC candidate for the 2027 presidential election noted that the participation of citizens in a free, fair and credible poll is the soul of democracy, and any attempt to stifle such freedom of choice could be a trigger to chaos and anarchy. He explained further that Nigerians are now seeing the true colors of President Tinubu. We've seen it before he even became the president, who pretends to be a Democrat, but his body language and the sinister activities of his agents contradict his mouthed commitment to free and fair elections. Atiku, however, urged Tinubu to borrow a leaf from the late President Muhammadu Buhari, who, despite being a retired military officer turned politician, never deregistered any opposition party. He also cited former President Goodluck Jonathan, who lived by a non-violent mantra that political ambition should not be worth the blood of any citizen. If you are truly popular and your policies have positively bettered the lives of the citizens, you should not be afraid, exactly, of a free and fair competition. In fact, you should be championing itself. If you think that you have really done well, champion free and fair election now. Win credibly. And let people actually vote for you. Don't be trying to deregister some other parties because you know that the candidate there would actually win. Atiku reminded Tinubu cannot be a champion of democracy under military dictatorship and now become the worst enemy of everything that democracy stands for. You can't attempt to rule the people against their will and still pretend that you are committed to free and fair election in 2027, Atiku stated. At Polymaker says, why is Atiku not discussing the re-registration of his party and for others? They need to fight a common demon together. I'm telling you, they really need to find something to do because if not, we'll really just have a one-party state, APC only. It is well. Juma says, stay in care. They are the ones staining innocent Nigerians because stain is their name. Pay Yusuf says politicians should stop embracing parties with knockdown angels. So, which party has knockdown angels? It is well. All I said, if someone else is speaking about integrity, I would have agreed. And because it is Atiku that is talking now, he doesn't have integrity. But what he's saying, he's just saying the truth. Whether he is someone that has integrity or he doesn't have integrity, whatever it is that he's saying right now about Tinubu is the truth. So let us still agree with him on that one. And what he says, Brother Atiku, the gain is no longer short-term more. With the kind of mansions ASEAN1 and Ashewaju Associates Incorporated have built for judges. I'm telling you, with that house that they built for judges, now sorry be our case. Do you think they will abandon them to listen to you? I'm telling you. Elder says, with Justice Amotosho and Leaf will hear this advice. So they won't. Have you seen anyone that tasted sugar to refrain from it? The ruling tools is in the hands of politicians. I'm telling you, they are being controlled, and who do you think will want to leave that mansion that they built for them? Everything that they say now, do as I say. Once they call them, do this one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now they go to do to Wiki. As Gabriel said, this woman from Malu, she's just wicked and corrupt. No conscience, no sanity of mind. Obina says, you used to believe in the judiciary. When we say state capture, the judiciary is not left out. Adenka says, Southerners should not allow over-ambitious and deceitful politicians rob them of their chance, even as we are preparing for 2027 general election. Adenka says, the era of integrity, dignity, sanity, humanity, and conscience is gone in Nigeria. At Ekwa Orovo, it says, how can Supreme Court give the verdict and not obey? Appeal Court corroborates Supreme Court the verdict, yet INEC failed to implement. Guys, 53777 says, now wow, if judiciary favor you, naim they go do that time, naim be judiciary. Now the last hope of the common man. When judiciary no come favor you, now naim be another story. God day. Abba says, teacher won't teach us nonsense. Atiku, go sit somewhere. We knew how you and your master Basanjo corrupt power. Do you respect judiciary? Cambozia says, as people of noble profession, judiciary should not be politicized. Yeah, it has been politicized though. It has been politicized. They are now being controlled by politicians. Come says, is he not also one of them? If it goes their way, judiciary has shown to be the hope of the common man. If it doesn't go their way, it is well. Jacob says, the new money, posts and gifts are moving with time. Shikuluba says, the Chief Justice of Nigeria is standing on their mandate, so what do you expect? Everybody is standing on their mandate though. Even INEC chairman is standing on their mandate. BC says, this woman self resembles Tinubu, nothing good in their faces. Very ugly. At Chikeluba says, Tinubu is using the script from Mentor, the immediate past president of Benin Republic, where he used court to weaken the viable opposition from contesting in Benin Republic. So he is using the same tactics in Nigeria to deregister oppositions, be it ADC or NDC. It is well. Hey, listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.